Okay, clarification here. Just so that you can understand this, if I can put this in layman's terms, what we're doing is we're bringing in other people that want to work from home or want to earn income from home. So let's say I'm bringing you into the business and I'm person number one. You would be person number two. But under the one up pass thing here, in order for you to qualify or franchise yourself, you have to give up the first person that you bring into the business, which would be, let's say, person number three. You will go on and then franchise yourself, and you no longer have to do anything or give up any of your referrals. But referral number three or person number three would be directly under person number one, which would be me. He or she would have to do the exact same thing and pass up their first referral also to me, which is person number one. That they would be bringing in, let's say, person number five. Now, person number five goes directly under me also. This goes down through infinity. So in theory, as you bring people on, you may only have to bring on 2 or 3 people to start 2 or 3, maybe 4 different lines. You never have to do any work again, as long as those people that you are bringing into the business are continuing to work. So let's say in week 1, you bring on new 10 trainees and you're earning $100 each. Of course, those 10, you're earning 100 times 10. That's $1,000 in the first week alone. In week 2, assuming you're doing absolutely nothing. Excuse me here. You're not bringing anyone else on. Just those 10 trainees that you brought in. They're passing up their first referral, which is going to give you 100 referrals at $100 each. You'll be making $10,000 just in week 2. This isn't a perfect world. We do not live in a perfect world, so we're going to get into realistic income later. As you see in week 3, and this of course is assuming that you are not bringing anybody else into the business. You're just simply sitting back and letting the people that you brought in week 1 kind of run the show, and they're doing the exact same thing. They're no longer doing anything in their week 2. But in week 3, you have those 100 people passing up their 10 each to you. You'd have 10,000 people passing up $100, would give you an income of $100,000 in week 3. Again, this is in a perfect world. In week 4, those 1,000 trainees are passing up 10 people each, giving you a total of $10,000 at $100 each, would give you $1 million in income just in week 4. The income is it's in the next slide. It's going to start looking ridiculous here. But this isn't a perfect world, and we do not live in a perfect world. So let's go on here and move on to the next slide. Now, I also want you to take note that it takes the same amount of effort doing this to earn that $100 as it does to earn $10,500. The $100 or the $147 program, that is simply our entry-level program. We're also going to have numbers where you can earn $500, $1,000, $2,000, $3,500, $6,500, or $10,500. Those are the upgrade levels. So of course you want to upgrade, and you're going to multiply your income using the exact same people, doing no more work, just dealing with bigger numbers. Let's say you upgraded to the $3,500 level. During that first week, you'd be earning $35,000. Those 10 trainees pass up their first 10, giving you 100 trainees at $3,500. Will give you an income of $350,000 just in week 2. And of course, you can't earn any more than what level you're on. If you're on that $100 level and someone comes in at, let's say, $2,000 level, you're not going to earn the $2,000. You're just going to earn the $100 level. So that's why it's always in everyone's best interest to upgrade to the highest level that you can possibly be, so that you're not leaving income on the table. Going back down here to week 3, you see those 100 trainees passing up 10 each. Let's say 1,000 trainees at $3,500. That's a $3.5 million income just in week 3. Again, this is in a perfect world. If everybody's working, everybody's sending out ads. You're going to bring people in. You may talk to 6, 7, 8 people per day. You may bring 10 people in per week. But most of those people are not going to send out any ads. They're going to, find some other little shiny toy to play with, and they're going to go, and do something else. So they're not going to send out the ads. They're just going to be lazy and just not do anything. But as you see here in week 4, with those 1,000 passing up 10 each, for let's say 10,000, you're going to be at a $3,500 level. You'd be at $35 million in income just for week 4. And if you're just one of those big ticket players, you're going to come in at the top level, the 10,500 level. You see the income here at 105,000 income in week 1, over 1 million in week 2. 10.5 million in week 3, and $105 million in week 4. I mean, it just gets ridiculous on the numbers. But looking at this, you can see where it is very easy to make $30,000 weekly. But this is in a perfect world. We don't live in a perfect world. So let's go ahead and be realistic about about these numbers here. As I said, you're going to bring in a lot of people, but those people aren't going to do anything. I mean, if you have just 2 trainees that are actually active out of maybe the hundreds of people that you bring in, those 2 consistent people are bringing in people on a consistent basis. To say they're bringing in a lot of people and only 2 of their people are consistent, that would give you an income of $200 to $21,000 in week 1. Well, we're just going to stay with the low end here. We're just going to say the minimum income. As you see, from week to week, your income is going to basically be doubling here, just with 2 trainees. This is with you recruiting nobody else. You've just recruited, let's say, 10 people, and 8 of those people are extremely lazy. They don't do anything. You just have 2 people in your line that's actually active, and the same thing with them. So you see your income here is going to basically double from week to week. And you know that saying here, if you double a penny over 30 days, you see what happens, except we're starting somewhere down here around day 15, except we're calling it a week. So you see from day 15, it would take you up to day 28, which is about 13 days to go from the $100 up to the $1 million income, except we're dealing with weeks here. So you're looking at about 13 weeks, which is what, about 3 months, 3 to 4 months is what it's going to take you to go from where you are right now to potentially $1 million per year income. And we haven't even gotten into the other things, the Fund My Home. We haven't gotten into the gold. We haven't gotten into the CBD oil. We haven't gotten into the telecommunications. This is simply on the one-up system here. Moving right along here, and what about the 147 activation fee? Well, you know, it is free to start, but of course, in order for it to be free to start, you're going to have options here. Obviously, the second option is you can just pay the 147 activation fee, but we're going to want you to go ahead and complete 3 little simple steps. Basically, the first 2 are just getting some free money, and the third step is just going to be offers, but at least you don't have to like come out of pocket to get started. So we do have you covered on that. So if you're ready to get started now, you can go ahead and click on the button to the right, I'm ready to play, or you can go ahead and watch the last video. That's going to give you the how, the who, the why, and the when, if you want to know how you're going to be generating your referrals, and who the target market is, and why use my network, and of course when. So go ahead and either click on the button I'm ready to play and get started right now, or go ahead and watch the last video. I'll talk to you in the next video. Thanks.